Good day. This is Solidarity News, bringing you news highlighting the dignity of human life from conception to natural death. I'm Dominick DiCarlo.
And I'm Brian Gabriel. Stockton ICE office closed after protests of 25 undocumented immigrants being detained. This is the title of an article dated from October 27, 2025, from CBS News Sacramento. According to the article, 50 immigrants were called by the Immigration Customs Enforcement Field Office on that Friday night for check-in appointments the following day. When they arrived, they were hauled away in vans. Farm worker advocate Luis Magana said he spoke with lawyers who arrived Saturday morning after their detainments. They said to him that many were being held for technical errors, like failing to respond to a caller or failing to send in the required photo. We need to know what happened because most of these people who were at this appointment, they have families, they have kids, he said. Advocates say that some of those detained were farm workers. They are trying to find legal help. It's very expensive, immigration lawyers. Some made calls to lawyers and they had to pay close to $500 for just to talk to the lawyer, Magana explained. It's a very, very stressful situation for many families.
Trump FDA approves generic abortion pill amid safety probe, according to an article on BloombergLaw.com. The Food and Drug Administration this week approved a new generic version of the abortion pill mifepristone as the Trump administration undertakes a broader safety review of the drug. An abortion is a procedure which intentionally kills an unborn human being. The drug will be made available by Avita Solutions, LLC, according to an FDA filing, approving a 200 milligram oral tablet of the abortion medication. In 2023, medication abortion accounted for 63% of all abortions in the formal U.S. healthcare system, which is approximately 642,700 abortions. On X, Mike Pence, who served as vice president in the first Trump administration, called the FDA's decision a complete betrayal of the pro-life movement that elected the president. The American Solidarity Party has stated its opposition to the expansion of the abortion pill use. According to its platform, we recognize that the inalienable right to life from conception until natural death must be formally acknowledged by all levels of government. The American Solidarity Party is a relatively new party which is pro-life and incorporates Catholic social teaching in its platform.
Sylvia Rene Mendoza, a mother of 8, is in ICE detention in Kern County after her family claims she was retaliated against for reporting sexual harassment by an ICE contractor in Sacramento. According to an article from KCRA.com dated October 23, 2025, Rena's children are all U.S. citizens, but she herself is not. Rene Mendoza has spent years navigating the immigration process in Sacramento. Her status required monitoring by ICE through its contractor, BI Incorporated. In 2023, the documents claim her fight for citizenship was derailed. A civil lawsuit claims her specialist, Luis Ruiz, engaged in severe and pervasive sexual harassment, including requesting sexual favors and sending her sexually explicit text messages and videos. He allegedly said things like, quote, "If you're good to me, I'll be good to you," unquote. The lawsuit states that Rene Mendoza reported Ruiz to another specialist and a supervisor in November 2024. Court documents claim the supervisor, Montserrat Esquivel, deleted the text messages and videos from Ruiz from her phone. However, the lawsuit also says Rene Mendoza had already saved copies of some of the evidence. The lawsuit alleges there was no follow-up from BI following her sexual harassment complaint. Instead, it alleges they began requiring her to wear an ankle monitor in March, and in September, she was detained by ICE.
The Supreme Court extended until Thursday night a pause in a judge's order that the Trump administration pay full food stamp benefits in November. According to an article from CNBC from November 11, 2025, the Trump administration originally said it planned not to pay any food stamp benefits as the U.S. government shutdown persisted, but now says it wants to pay 65% of the full benefits. About 42 million Americans get food stamps under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. New York Attorney General Letitia James, whose state had sued the administration in another case to compel full SNAP benefits payments during the shutdown, in a statement said, quote, This decision means millions of Americans will once again be left wondering how they will feed their families. We hope to see an end to this suffering soon as the government reopens and SNAP is once again fully funded. In the meantime, any New Yorkers who have received their November SNAP benefits should not be afraid to use them. End quote.
President Trump has signed bipartisan legislation ending the government shutdown. According to an article from November 12, 2025 on CNBC.com, the negotiated deal now signed by the president drops the Democrats' demand that any funding bill must include an extension of expiring Affordable Care Act tax credits. Although a majority of Democrats voted against the deal, enough supported it to give Republicans the necessary majority to pass the bill. Once those tax credits subsidies lapse, millions of Americans could either lose their health insurance or see their premiums rise significantly, according to the article.
In the rural South, where Medicaid has been a lifeline, residents brace for cuts, according to an article from October 25th, 2025 on NPR.com. Expansion drove Louisiana's uninsured rate to the lowest in the Deep South at 8% in 2023 for working-age adults, according to state data, despite it having the highest poverty rate in the U.S. that year. The tax and spending bill President Donald Trump signed into law this summer includes nearly $1 trillion in cuts over the next decade to Medicaid, the joint state-federal health insurance program for poor families and individuals. Researchers from Princeton University estimate that 317,000 low-income Louisianans could lose health care coverage because of the new law. The tax and spending law now imposes new work reporting requirements on Medicaid expansion enrollees and will make them verify eligibility every 6 months instead of yearly. This requirement, among others, won't kick in until 2027, after the midterm elections. It also limits a key financing strategy known as a provider tax that states rely on to give more money to health providers. Nationwide, about 10 million people are expected to become uninsured over 10 years because of the law, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Across the Deep South, Louisiana was the only state that expanded Medicaid. Good day for now, and remember, all human life has dignity from conception to natural death.